Testing 1 2 1 2. Okay, just making sure that's running. I'm just making sure audio is running properly. Okay, that's running properly. Hello, dumb brute. Everybody's favorite dumb brute. How are you? Alright, give me 1 second. I'm just finishing up launching everything here. First off, I gotta make sure I have chat in my headset so I don't have to switch back and forth all the time to respond. So I'm gonna boot that up. And we're gonna boot OVR advanced settings up. So I can have that ready. Got room for a croc in here? Maybe. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna load in here before I switch over to visual mode. Oh boy. I can already hear my computer revving in the background. It depends on the avatar base you're looking for, but yeah, I'll have to show you when I'm able to get it up and running. I also got to make sure that my avatar actually looks as close to me as possible. And then we're going to go to an actual avatar creation meetup because I have some questions I need to ask some people. Oh, streaming? You should. It's not exactly as hard as you would think. I gotta. Oh. Yeah, trust me, I know. Okay, let me get the avatar up and running here. Uploaded. Alright, loader in. Make sure I have all the customizations up when it loads in. It's gonna probably take a hot minute. Please and thank you. Hello, Avatar. Nice to see you. Okay, there's the yet. Get rid of the cheek foof. I don't need no foof. There's that. Okay. Oh. Okay, there's that. Okay. All right. I'm just gonna go to a spot because in a couple of minutes I'm gonna be going to the event, but here goes nothing. Get my stream camera out here. Uh, 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 uh. Back the fuck up. There we go. And 3, 2, 1. I hope. Is it showing? I finally me. I'm not I don't have to borrow nobody else's avatars now. Woo! Oh my god. Thank you. I spent all fucking morning on it. Oh my god. I even I had literal I want to give you let me see here. I gotta actually take off the shirt to show it because I literally had to do all the extra tattoo work to match my persona. I had to get a different tattoo for the chest because I couldn't find the original. But yeah, I spent all freaking morning on this and I'm not even finished. I just wanted to get the baseline done. Let me see if I can get you. Oh, that will be the meetups here in a bit. But yeah, even got the shoes and everything. Like, I'm happy. Anyways, I got it. Anyways, the meetup's gonna be here, and I want to get there before the freaking things get too busy. Meep. Oh, I might actually want to set up so I'm not gonna immediately freaking lag out when I enter, like I did last time. I know, and I'm so fucking proud of it. I'm gonna set pour and below down. We're gonna hide avatars beyond 10 meters and make sure only 10 are shown at a time if they're more than that within that reach. Okay. And off we go. Yeah, I can't wait to go around and show off everyone my new avatar. I am so proud because I've spent so much time. I spent literally all morning doing this, and now I get to show it off and get people's opinions. The other reason I wanted to get the avatar done is because I wanted to make sure I collected my badge because I didn't get to get Aqua's badge last year. Okay, let everybody's load up. Okay. Already lagging a bit. That's expected. I'm just gonna get away. Yeah, you get custom badges for every event you go to at Furality with your own little name on it. You can attach it to your avatar if you have an avatar that you've made. Just getting away from spawn because I don't want to be immediately lagged out. I'll have to show you once I can get my camera out here. my badge. I want to get the schedule up so I can see where all my friends are at. See if I can join in on a world that has my friends already in them. No.
I guess we're all a bit early.
It usually gets it by about 10 minutes prior to the event.
Yeah. I can't join them manually.
Well, they do that. They guarantee the people who wanted rooms beforehand or have a spot. Basically, is what they're doing.
Fair.
Oh my God!
They get priority to them.
I've met you before. Hello and hello. What's up, Uncle?
Hello.
Haven't seen you in a while.
Indeed, I recognize the name. Well, hello.
I don't even have my tags, my nameplates up.
I'm just a random dipshit. You don't need my nameplate.
That's
What's up? Sorry. What's up, Pocket? I haven't seen you in a very long time, other than whenever you occasionally stream. How you doing?
Doing well, vibing. Figured
Oh, yeah.
texturing fit the avatar work area. So.
I know somebody who does stuff. The person I'm dating, so why not?
Yeah, I'm
I have
affiliated with
made my own
Kidulin.
textures. Oh, have you?
So, yeah, I'm affiliated with Kidulin fully. I just do my own texture work. But,
you do a good job.
Affiliation. Thank you. I appreciate it.
It looks very good. Wait, are those hooves?
Yes.
Those are hooves! Hell yeah, shout out to you.
No, thank you.
I didn't know it was hooves. Sorry, I don't see other hovid creatures, so whenever I get a chance, I always gotta shout out.
Definitely run by.
Yeah,
This one has
I'm not
two
currently one,
variants.
obviously.
It has the pod and hooved. Yeah. But I've been vibing with the hoov variant.
The hoof looks like very good, especially with the tail that you have. It looks really good.
Yeah. Did very well with the tail. I love the giant paintbrush.
Yes.
Oh, here come another couple people.
I like what you did with the eyes with this, though. This is really good. The eyes on this look really good. Whoa.
Hello.
Hey, Bard. Hello.
Hey,
hello, Mega.
Hello.
Hello. Aw, cute.
Oh my God, so tiny. Love it. So adorable.
Thank you.
Your wings closed.
Oh my God, he is like absolutely tiny.
Our board is always tiny. That's normal.
Not always tiny. I mean, sometimes.
Your head's
Yeah, it's supposed to be a
Yes.
rainforest.
Good to see you, board. How have you been?
Yeah, been doing pretty good.
Love it. How many tails is this?
Doing decent.
I see
9. I figured as much. 9
Been
tail
having
fox.
the good Furality experience.
Yep.
And I recall seeing you already at some other meeting.
That's what I just said.
A couple of them, actually, I think we've run into.
Yeah.
We've bumped into each other 3 times at this point, I believe it was.
It sounds about right. Yeah, I haven't had. I've been waiting for them to fix the FBX, and he did just at the start of Furality, so I could actually modify the model more. But
Time
Okay,
constraints.
Indeed.
Gotta love that.
the initial FBX he exported was with the most recent Maya codec, and the most recent Maya codec Blender can't read the blend shapes off of.
Oh yeah, this is
So they
the
import,
one
but they
that
import
is
in an
the
unreadable
model
way, so
creator.
you can't modify the model because it would clear all the blend shapes.
Mega, you crafted this
Oh.
model.
Well, not the
Well-
Z Dragon, but
well,
heavily modified the
Yeah,
crystals. and
I
the
modded
horns
the
and
crystals
nails
onto
and
the
such.
existing base
Okay.
model, using the existing
Looks
horns
really
as a
good.
base.
You've done
Thanks.
well with it. Yeah.
He
I
even
also made
made
the
a
shader I model
shader.
uses. Well, yeah, but
Yeah, you can't see it
well,
in this world, but the
it's supposed
what's
to be
it called?
ordinate reactive,
Shader.
but well,
Audio link
there's
shader.
nothing in this
Yeah,
world for
there's no
ordinate to
audio
react
here.
to.
Yeah.
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 Honestly,
But I
the
also made the
embedded
shader
gem
on
is
my avatar.
the part.
Mission
The
effects
embedded
that
gem
are
is the
just
part that
limited
jumps out at me the
currently.
most.
Looks really good though. You've done well with it, Mega.
He's
But I
getting
think my
better and
greatest
better.
work on this avatar is the shader I put on my own one.
Oh yeah,
It looks
he's
really good too.
usually
Very clean.
like
the
usually mercury, so he has mercury seeping in and out of the scales. It's
Yeah.
really awesome.
That's
also
actually
looks
a
like molten
really cool
copper,
shader.
though.
Like,
Well,
Mhm.
it's like it's supposed to be mercury, so it's supposed to be like just it isn't supposed to have a tint, but well, the lighting in this world is rather pinkish, so it looks like copper.
Avatar, I'm
basically.
gonna punch you.
It's really it kind of adds to it a little, but yeah, I love the mercury aspect.
Gives that Terminator
It's
vibes.
really
honestly.
interesting. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
the
really interesting
T1000.
to look at. Yeah, that's what he was going off. That's what he was like, sort of going at. The fucking
Nick.
T1000
Nice.
sort of inspired.
Hello. I see. Hello.
Yeah, I ran out of time. I was almost going to make Rebel Infiltrator outfits for all of our group and just have little speeder bikes and just make indoor jokes the entire time. But I'm kind of glad I didn't because they ended up going more of an island vibe than the forest vibe they said they were going to do.
Oh yeah. I heard tribal forest-esque, so
Yeah.
when I texted the Savvy, I just went with
Yeah,
random
thing is,
symbols I doodled on the
The
Savvy.
lead designer got really sick during the design process, and so
I
they had
mean,
to
you're
do it
fine,
without him.
Avatar.
Ah, that explains
gotta
it actually
remember
quite a
is-
bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go. Now I'm shiny too.
There you go. I'm also, I guess, shiny in the red areas due to my caps.
Well, that explains why I
My
did not
mission's not
feel like
working because
how you did a
the
lot
world.
of like this world. Like if you go back and look at like the old Luma stuff, you go back and look at Legends, you go and
Yeah.
look at Aqua.
Yeah.
You can see how you use influence on those
mine.
in particular. It does
Yeah.
not feel like
Hello. I like your
it doesn't
texture.
feel like how you
Yeah.
really even did anything with
You
this
also have
world.
a symbol on your forehead that I can
The one
barely
thing
I mean,
that
the
they're
worlds are
missing
beautiful
is like
and
the
well built, though.
Your
crystals.
texture is very well done.
It is. It is for sure.
Well, that's
they're
because
missing the
this is-
crystals.
That's because this is
Force
taking place on the
Little
Luma
snake?
planet.
Oh, it
Yeah,
is.
didn't they say this is the forest of Luma?
sort of.
No, it's
say-
not.
No, they said it's
One
not.
of the
It'll
problems
make
is
sense if
Luma
I
is
do
a great
this.
planet. I have a roommate that's way into the lore for this, so I got to listen to a whole
Yeah.
rant. Now you guys get to
I'm
as well.
chilling.
Luma
I'm
is a
chilling.
rogue
Yes.
planet.
Took
It
my
has
headset
no
off for a
sun.
bit
It is
and
eternal
Changing
night.
I'll get
avatars
the shower
immediately,
and,
but
all
that will
over
make
the
sense.
planet.
she's going
Sounds
As
good.
you can see,
This is the last thing I'm
there's a
going
sun.
for today, and I'm getting
Hi.
off for today.
Care where
Okay.
you're stepping.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
We are
So this is
definitely
like
not
a
on
completely
shit,
different.
sorry.
Yeah.
Step on
Okay, that
first.
makes more. That makes sense.
I'm
right
better
there.
now
Or
that I've been
I
able
could
to
just-
actually
I'm gonna show you my.
actually have a me avatar
Just
rather
like
than.
Legends took place
That's
on
Yeah,
Earth.
doing
It's
What I like is this.
That's true.
Oh,
It's supposed
that
to
is
be like The
cute.
face is supposed to be like the mask of this.
That's
And
adorable.
this- the mark on the forehead is the mark on the mask. You're
like
just
a-
uncovered.
So you're like an you're an Avali, but you're a
Yeah.
shrine
Yeah,
maiden.
I think at one point in my
Well,
session, I wrote
technically.
like 45 people.
I'm
on
still-
it, not over.
I'm still the same person. I am a
Yeah.
shape-shifting kitsune.
Did it say anything?
You would like, so I haven't put it on
There's
this.
also an Avali.
I haven't put it on this one yet because one of the things I'm gonna modify is the face and the head, and I don't want to have to build it twice.
I saw literally
But,
everyone else
eventually-
I know there.
Honestly sounds about
So look, eventually it'll have a mask like this.
Jeez.
I go where you.
Like I'm
It is
I'm surprised
crazy.
how many times I
No, I don't mean
got
loot, honestly.
Oh, okay.
Like, though I'm pretty sure the website was breaking a little.
I was looking for
Like,
another instance.
Like, y'all should
Almost there.
stream them, man.
Yeah, I have my things majorly restricted because every time I go in here, I nearly lag out, so it might take a bit.
like when I hit,
Yeah, you're kicking
So you
Very well done.
You know, I might be running at a really horrible FPS, but at least the graphics card's being a real trooper about it. You know, it's only using 63% of itself and 83% of my CPU. I could probably hit 30 if the damn app would actually.
the website had.
I could probably hit 30 FPS if the stupid app would actually let me use all the resources available.
Yeah. Unfortunately for me, I'm running at 11, so I push this any farther than I'm already pushing it. I'm probably not going to be able to be here very long. So.
My computer has been being a trooper.
So, hello,
as
Rennick.
well.
I'm sorry, I didn't
Very
realize it was you at first.
Hey, what's up?
It's mostly because of all. Despite being on PC, I'm trying to run this.
I'm releasing it. We're officially out of beta. And
Run this on an
you'll have to
integrated
restart your
chip.
project because of all the changes
So,
I made to it. I'm like, fuck. I
Integrated
rebuilt it in
chips
the middle
don't
forever.
like VRC very well.
I wonder if we're gonna survive this world, though.
Yeah, integrated. No.
Have you checked how many people are here now?
I mean, it is a gaming chip, thankfully, but it is not a very good gaming chip for that for
I also upgraded my
VRC.
graphics card recently, so
I'm definitely going to be
Yeah, I'm
trying
using
to
a
upgrade once I have the
3060
money.
and still my old i7-7700.
Oh yeah.
I went from a
Use what you got.
2070 Super to a
Yep.
4080.
I mean, she's holding at like
Asus- the Asus
11
2070,
FPS, so it
was
isn't terrible, but still.
OC edition.
Nice.
Which is basically their equivalent of the TI.
I will say with Unity though, oh my god, the better graphics card. Compress everything.
I'm trying to.
Well, I can use Unity. I
wanna
can't
buy
use
another
Substance Painter. I have to use Photoshop for
I wanna
texture
get a-
editing.
I wanna get a second
Because
job,
if I try to
save
use
up
Substance
enough money to
Painter,
buy
it just
something
dies.
Yeah.
and then
But I
quit.
had to wake up at 6:30.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm going the whole cheap road with GIMP, and it's still just like I need to get Substance.
I'm not going to get that much of an improvement over
Substance
the
Painter makes it a lot
4080, so
easier because
I'm
it
not gonna
allows you to
spend that much
isolate
money
things
on it.
better. You can still do that in Photoshop, but it's not as good.
Yeah, but a lot of these models have like at least Hobbit stuff. The UV mapping on it is not fun. It's not fun at all, and I'm like, I need to get back in these and actually change it around, but it's too lazy about it right now.
Meetups always start new instances, so
The symmetrical, the symmetrical stuff that he's got set up. I'm like, oh, come on. Sometimes one detail on one side, not just on
There were two other people here when I got here. One was here, and he was
Yeah.
over there, and I just.
I was trying to make a Kita Avali
other person-
to try to get the something akin to my Sona's textures and colors, and
I also figured it was too early.
the amount of times I blue screen trying to use my current computer with its baseline stuff.
Apparently I was right because I was trying to
Yeah, I think I'll stay with Photoshop, at least for now.
At least you save, right? You save constantly, just in case of that.
Oh
happens.
yes, every single time I make a change that has anything more advanced than a simple color swap. Yeah.
That takes a while.
Yeah, I was doing a game in RPG Maker, and the hard way that should save because lost everything whenever blue screen.
Ah.
Come on.
Oh, I feel your pain.
I've
had a couple moments like that.
Full maps. I mean, like had storyboard already done, like all the fun stuff done. I mean, just doing. I worked hotel at the time, third shift, so it's just like just goofing off. And I was like, man, this is coming out really great. And then all of a sudden it's like blue screen. And I'm like, oh crap. Did I save? Nope.
Several hours of your life you're not getting back.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with all this stuff, like if something happens, it's like it's a learning experience. That hey, I did this to make those changes. I can do it quick and easy the next time. You know?
So it's probably it'll either take a while load or you might have a thing that blocks it.
No, that's the same for whenever Unity projects break, because God knows script gets in there and it's like, oh, you broke everything with this one freaking script. But hey, you have the skills of doing things before then.
Yeah, or you have a particular script or package that you need for a particular thing to function, and you go to add it and realize it hasn't been updated in a while. So it ends up making
like
everything you
shaders.
work. Yes.
I swear, I learned that really quick. The pointy shaders, just don't mess with them. Whatever you have on there, leave it. Because otherwise, if you update it, it's just like, nope.
And more often than not, the creator of the avatar base normally made the shaders work the way they did on purpose. So messing with any of them is not only bad for it, but also bad for looks. Yeah. Where was I going with this? I just had a brain fart. Give me a second.
Oh, you're good.
So more often or not, the avatar is coded and set up in a way that the shaders are meant to not be changed. I think I was making sense with that.
Oh, well, that's like animations too. Like you buy these custom avatars on Gumroad and everything that have the the Diras and whatnot. They have the custom assets on them and everything, and just they're basically selling the package. And it's like, yeah, trying to edit those and do stuff with those. Oh my god! I see how they did the animation. I'm like, okay, I understand this. Now, how do I change it around to fit my style? Oh god.
Yeah, I don't mess with animations.
Or
I usually, if I need a.
Well, there's also where you get assets that the blend shapes aren't there for what's on the base avatar, and you're just like, hey, I bought this asset and it's clipping everywhere. It's like, well, gotta turn off those super blend shapes, gotta turn off all these. Go into Blender and add it to the clothes.
My plan that I've got right now is I'm going to put it in Blender, make the face a little less foxy, a little more fox-like.
Oh my god! Which I mean, I will say that's been all right now. I've been kind of getting more and more into the Blender, the aesthetics on there for the whole blend shapes, and getting those transferred over. I swear, it's just. You have to have a lot of patience.
Yeah, patience is one thing I do have. You also have to keep in mind, you're talking to someone who's messed with a lot of projects, and the one avatar he's wearing right now is the only successful project he's had so far. So, I've had a lot of failed attempts. A lot of stuff done. Yeah, I literally spent all morning setting this up, because the avatar creator had a promotion that everything was 25% off, and I was like, I have to. When am I ever going to be able to get the assets? Yeah, it turned out pretty good. I'm not even finished with it. I still want to add a couple things, but for what it's worth, I'm happy with myself that I finally have a me avatar, and I'm not borrowing everyone's Publix. Actually, trying to find something that fits me. Oh no! I just realized that the shoes have lights.
Oh yeah, they do.
I got the light up Skechers shit. Oh my god, yes. I just picked them because I liked it. I liked the flame designs. I didn't know they had lights. Oh my god, that's funny. Oh my god.
I've been really interested.
Yeah, completely unintentional, happy little accident that is. Anyways.
Oh yeah, happy little accident. Little light.
Yeah, there's good. If you ever need resources, just anything Unity and modeling stuff, there's somebody.
Yeah, I have a couple other outfits I want to make, and then I want to add some things onto this, and then I want to get like a baseline quest version of this to attach to it. So that way, because I have a lot of friends who are only on Quest, and they won't be able to see me because it's PC. So I have to take the texture and make it Quest compatible, and then attach that to a base, and without the clothes or anything, and then just have that as the Quest version that people see. Which is going to be a pain in itself. Because I've already, like, I spent literally, I got up at 2 and was on the computer at 3, because I bought all the assets the day before. So, I finished it at like 5 because I was having some complications with a couple of the different assets. I remember when I put the pants on for the first time, they weren't linked. So even though my legs were moving, the pants were like a static asset. So my legs were clipping through the pants as I was walking with the pants standing still.
Oh no, yeah.
So I had to fiddle with that a little bit.
Yeah, I never really understood the.
See, that's another thing. Whenever people sell just the FBX and there's no weight on it, no nothing, it's just like, why? Why do this to me? Why do I have to data transfer and get this cleaned up just because they're trying to sell a quick buck on it? I'm like, come on.
Well, these pants were created, these pants were by the creator, and the funny thing is, after like 30 minutes of actually trying to figure out, I realized it was my problem, because I was attaching it to the bone prior to setting up the script that was attached to the clothing item itself, and I was like, what? I felt so stupid. Like,
Oh no.
again, I'm very new to all of this, so I'm just, like I said, this is my first successful project, and I'm so happy with it, because it actually looks like my Sona. I had like 3 other avatars that I was messing with that I just could not get to look like my Sona, so now that...
It looks great. It looks great. I mean, and definitely for our first avatar, that's a working one. I mean, you're well beyond what I used to do with that.
The thing is, I've got a graphic design experience, which helps me out a lot. I apprenticed in a graphic design shop to learn some of the skills I have, and that's helped me out a lot. It's just the coding end of it that gets me all messed up, because I'm not a programmer. So if I'm sitting at things that need me to do a specific code line, I'm like on the internet for several hours watching YouTube videos and looking up people that have had similar problems, trying to figure out what the fuck am I doing? It's not making it work like this when it should be like this. So.
Oh yeah. I mean, there is a fair amount of coding that goes into the creation. It's just like, and whenever, like you said, whenever that script, you get those red errors in Unity, it's like, gosh darn it, now I gotta find this, what's going on?
Yeah, and it's not even just getting the codes, because a lot of the creators will make these items with the codes already like made to immediately work. It's just making them work alongside the other things that you have attached to your avatar, making them all get along and be nice with each other. That's the challenge.
It's like one of the fun things I learned was this right here.
Oh, you can just drop a toilet wherever. That's
anchor. It's anchored. But yeah, you can open the lid.
Oh, you actually can?
Yeah.
Hmm?
Well, if it hits your hand collider.
I'm
come on.
What is this?
It's supposed to hit your hand collider. Oh, come on.
I'm not sure.
There we go. There, fine. Oh, yeah, that might be it. Hold on.
That's turned on.
Gosh darn it.
I have mine on, or else.
Oh, it should have been open now. Hold on, let me reset it. Avatar interactions
Just place a
on.
toilet?
Yeah, he can just place a toilet.
Man, I'm a dog. You know, a dog's gotta have the drinks, you know, and, you know, just...
Does all this work? This is kind of terrifying.
Yeah, I mean, you can flush it. I mean,
like, I don't think it'll show up for me.
Bro, my foot is as big as this toilet seat, bro.
Oh, shit.
Well, it flushed. I heard the flush.
Yeah, it definitely works.
It flushes.
That's funny.
I've ever seen that before, so...
Yeah, well, like I said, I'm a dog. I gotta have to pull it.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. That makes sense. I've only done a few wall-constrained stuff, but it was like a campfire and like a little bed that you could put down. Never considered putting a toilet down.
Oh, here's another fun one. Alright, so... Alright, so I just set something right here. Just walk over there.
Oh, okay.
I ran into you last
Okay.
year at one of the meetups.
Wow, that was fucking awesome.
Oh yeah,
Am I missing? Am I missing something?
Like actual craps. Oh,
That's
I'll
so
do it again.
cool.
With avatar constraints and the power constraints, you can set up stuff, and just people can play around with it.
I've got,
Oh, there it is.
so cool.
I think it was like clipping under the ground texture. That's why I didn't see it the first time.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Sorry, I didn't mean to be standing on everything.
You're fine. Yeah, placing stuff's so much fun. I love doing that.
Oh, these rocks are messed up.
With this one, you can place a bunch of stuff as well. Huh?
nice.
It's messed up.
It is, yes. You're right. It's kind of like inside out. But there we go. Yeah, that looks really bizarre, those rocks. If you have an avatar that has a sender that says fire on it, I believe it should be able to ignite that, but I haven't met anyone that does yet. So I'll just use mine.
Well, there is the
Top.
And then you can put it out if you want.
the Keoman. The Keoman has a fire thing.
Oh really?
Because you can light like the lanterns.
I'll have to double check if I made it fire or if I made it specific for this. But I do know anyone else using this avatar could also just light it or extinguish it.
Oh yeah. I love that. Whenever it's multiple people can mess around with your stuff.
Yeah. I was
one of the things
I was gonna make it like that.
The so yeah, that's one thing I was thinking about making was like a pop-up console with like a cannon that like comes out of a bunker, and people can mess around with the console to actually move the cannon around and stuff.
That would be cool.
I mean, just
That would be awesome.
I was trying to do something. Well, I was going to do something similar. To that. Not really, but kind of. One of my avatars, I wanted to make her bow accessible to anyone. So like I could just grab my bow and like just give it to you, and then you can grab it because the string is just fizz bones. So like
yeah.
all the animator layer just plays off fizz bones. But making something grabbable by other people and they can hold it and like rotate it properly, that's kind of annoying. So I was like, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I won't bother with that.
Well, it's like the tags and stuff where the tags float to people and stuff like that, where it parents to where their avatar is. I mean, it's basically got to be one of those things, right?
Yeah, it does. I think Mac has an avatar that does that as well, but it can be super janky sometimes. And if you're trying to like grab a bow and like grab an arrow, you know, like they use one to cut.
Oh, yeah.
Which one? The taller one that spawns like the cups that people can grab.
Oh, that one. Yeah. Hold on.
The drink, yeah. Yeah, I thought that was super cool when I saw that.
Yeah, this thing.
Oh, jeez. Someone shot. Oh, God, they're shooting. Nice. I wanted to grab.
It's just like you can grab. Mostly can.
I have to appreciate the pixelated graphic look of that avatar just because that is an aesthetic. As a person who grew up with the Game Boy Color and was a person who experienced pixeled games as his first ever game form, that aesthetic is really nice. I appreciate it.
It is super cute.
Yes, it is very cute.
Yeah, I grew up with the Game Boy Advance, so that's kind of where things got started.
Yeah, I'm like old. my first was literally a Game Boy Color. Oh, he gains a little bit of chubby when he drinks. Oh, I just noticed that. Oh, that is cool.
Oh, no.
Little details like that too.
Oh my God.
Oh no, okay, no. Matt, you just stop now. Oh,
yeah, that is a little.
It's hot out, you know.
No, it's not that hot, please.
See, here's another fun thing: the flip book. Only eyes.
Oh yeah.
That's a cute one.
Oh, that's trippy.
Gears of War.
Yes. Now, is that like an animated layer or something?
I did pack.
Yeah, thank you.
God, the eyes are so cool.
Just look into my soul, my robotic soul.
Your gear eyes. This is so cool. It's pretty. You're tiny.
Hot dog life. Hot dog. Oh, hamburger. Oh God.
I think you can grab this as well.
No. I have become burger.
It's like your entire size. Hello.
Become burger.
You eat that, you'd end up having to hibernate. Like.
Come on.
I haven't seen you this whole time.
Quiet. Hello.
Yeah, you on the wrong mic, Kiro.
Yeah, that's better. That Mac. This is Kiro.
Hello.
Kiro, this is Mac. Mac's a really, really good friend of mine. Hi.
How are you?
I'm gonna be hopping on ship, so I'm just gonna hop around the
I was a charger. No. The quest.
Mind if I send you a friend request?
Oh yeah, sure.
How much sleep are you on right now? For 5 minutes.
Yeah, this was my Furality Aqua hot dog that I did.
Yeah, when it loads, it'll take a hot minute.
No. Bad timing though.
It's gone.
This takes a hot minute.
Oh, we're gonna go take a picture? Oh god. Oh, that's cute. Oh god.
Taking a picture.
Meep.
Get in line. Stand where you want to. Come on. Everyone line up. Let's get it ready.
From the back.
Come on.
I'm too short.
I could be taller.
Everything is adjusting. Everything is adjusting.
Yo! Alright.
We gotta turn this thing off.
We're so small, the grass comes up to us.
Look at Tracky's camera.
Do you have everyone
Pose.
enabled?
And get ready for the photo. Let's go!
Oh.
You know, I wish I had a knife out.
There's so many
access on my
cameras.
avatar, I would hold it to you.
I wish.
So many cameras.
Yeah, which one are we looking at?
Tracky's camera.
Hold up, I got a sword.
Become a gecko.
Tracky's website.
Just look at Tracky. Just
Or
look
for
at it.
Discord.
Rapidly move your head between cameras.
Just look forward. Yeah, just look between
Vibrate at an accelerated speed. You gotta hit him with the fucking, what is it, speed clone or whatever. The speed mirage, there it is.
The after image effect.
Perfect.
Do I get the Dragon Ball Z effect sound when I do that?
The best photo.
No, you get the Flash TV show sounds when you do it.
I should ask you that.
Oh, see, that's just lame.
I know what I'm adding.
I know, right?
I also had plans to add
Google pictures. Is your bag in your collar?
It's the old Aqua. Yeah, this was my Aqua avatar.
I haven't been to it for at least the first one I've been to. I just made my little bag on my chest that I can hold. That's about it.
Very nice. Aw. Hey, well, that's been going good. How about you?
Another very cute avatar.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, just been busy. Yeah, been cooking. So that's the reason why I'm in desktop.
Spike.
This is what happens when your friend's LOD doesn't load in.
Ah, yeah.
I had to wake up early for this.
You know, I'm surprised they haven't seen more bullpup pistols actually developed by anybody.
You have any favorite games on Game Boy?
Well, I might be modest, but I was a very big fan of the. I had one of the limited edition Pokemon Pikachu editions, or the Pokemon Yellow as they call it. That was like, that was one of my favorites, and then I liked Gold afterwards. Because my mom also bought a Game Boy at the same time so that we could play games together when I was like 10.
I didn't know until
So she would always buy the other version that I didn't get, so we could trade back and forth. Because every version has different Pokemon between them.
Yeah, for me, well, like, I didn't really grow up with Pokemon much, but I did have Fire Red on Game Boy Advance that my brother mostly played. Though my favorite games for the Game Boy Advance were the two Metroid games, Zero Mission and Fusion. And I also had Minish Cap, which was a lot of fun.
Wanted to play Minish Cap, but didn't ever get a chance to buy a cartridge. It was never, and I wasn't a huge fan of the Metroid games. I don't know why. It wasn't my thing.
Please no.
Terrible. Just terrible.
I'm also gonna send you a friend request because why not?
It's content.
Okay.
If you don't mind.
Nah, I don't mind.
Give it.
Probably the first meetup I actually didn't feel either was with strangers and didn't feel like I was an outsider just kind of watching. I'll be honest. The last couple of bike. Okay. The last couple of meetups I went to, I either went with a couple of friends that I'd been with for a while, or I was a complete stranger just kind of standing there observing and listening.
Okay, I definitely need to turn some volumes up.
So,
I've done about half just by myself, wandering around, and then the other half with my buddy Echo.
It's okay. But I also need to turn the volume of voices up because people are quiet.
I met some pretty
and I went to
cool people here.
I went to Aqua last year, and that was like an emotional experience because the biggest thing with me, and I tell people this all the time, if it wasn't for Aqua, I wouldn't be in VR anymore because I had gotten to that point where I'd been in public lobbies for most of my time. I didn't have many friends on here. And I was so done with dealing with little screamers, furry haters, the works, and I was just like, you know what, I'm kind of bored of this. If it weren't for Aqua, I wouldn't have gotten as committed to this as I have. I wouldn't have spent money getting Plus, I wouldn't have spent trying to get people in my little group, and now I've spent $60, $70, $80 to get my own avatar. So yeah, I think I've committed to this at this point.
Oh, okay. It's like you just, you know all of them.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Love the Egyptian theming.
Yeah, would you believe me if this was literally my morning project? I spent all morning prior to getting on today making sure that I could get this working. It's my first avatar that actually is functional and doesn't look like a mess of things that I just kind of snapped together.
That happens sometimes.
Sick. Also, I just noticed your shoes kind of light up when you take a step.
Yeah, I picked them for the designs on the sides. I didn't know they had the lights. I was just looking down, taking steps, like, oh, they let lights. Happy little accidents.
That's awesome.
Oh. Probably. I think I'll probably be on for like another hour or two.
Oh god.
Yeah, I've been playing this game a bunch because I have a bunch of other furry buddies, so they like to hang out on weekends. And I'm usually around with them, so it's been fun.
It has. Like I said, I heard a lot. I'd watched a lot of YouTubers play VRChat. I had seen a lot of the things you can do here, and I kind of joined with the anticipation that I may or may not stay. But now that I have a lot of old friends who came on here to be with me. I've met a lot of new people here. I've been to a couple virtual cons now, and now I've put money into this. So once you put money into something, you don't want to let it go. Because now you've made that financial commitment.
I'll let Matt know.
Yeah, I split $50 with somebody who wants to get an avatar. Get an avatar base.
Well, with this one, I was thinking about getting it for a long time. I had the creator's page saved on Gumroad, and then I found out that coming to this event, they had a gift code that made everything on their Gumroad page 25% off, and it's like, I'm not going to turn that down. So I bought all the resources yesterday for the project I had in mind, and I spent all morning setting it up so that I could show it off at con on the last day.
Sweet.
So saved maybe $25, $30.
Yeah, for me, I try to make my own stuff and avatars. But in the case of this one, I bought a base because modeling is really tricky for me. So
I understand. I'm a graphic designer by trade. Everything outside of basic texture editing, I have to watch a YouTube video just to understand. So I know that I know that feeling.
I'm quite the opposite. I have problems with texturing and modeling, but I can do everything else very good, but I hate trying to do texturing. I'm not a graphic designer, so more of a programmer, I guess.
That's
okay.
fair.
I'm not super bad at that.
Yeah, and I usually draw 2D pixel art stuff, so it's rare that I do 3D.
You made the little small
Oh,
one.
it's kind of fun.
You made the little small tiny one that you got.
Oh, the teddy bear? Yeah, I made that one. like from scratch. I sculpted it based off
Yeah, that was awesome.
the teddy bear I have in real life.
Oh, that's cool.
That's why it looks so adorable. Yeah.
Yeah, I tried dabbling in modeling. It kind of blew over my head, and I was like, I will work with a base and go from there. It'll be easier.
Also, bases are already out there for a reason to be used.
Right.
So.
If you want to put that money commitment down, yeah, it's definitely worth.
Oh boy.
You should do one of these, make it a little less thick, and improve the texture.
I love the pixel art on the eyes and stuff. Also, this is the one that looks around too, doesn't it? Like the eyes kind of shift. Yeah.
Yeah, like the mesh itself shifts at the eyes.
Yeah.
I really love the PlayStation 2 style mouth movement, where the mouth texture is sealed, but because the jaw moves, it gives that suspension of disbelief that the avatar is talking.
Yeah, it's supposed to have that old well, not PS2 exactly, but kind of like PS1 or N64 kind of vibe to it.
Yeah, PS1. I meant PS1. I'm sorry.
Feels more PS1.
I actually labeled it PS1.
Metal Gear. Metal Gear Solid kind of shit. That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
You could probably even go one. Probably go like N64 more like, or anywhere within that range of console generation. But
I think my mistake with this was that I did the model before I did the texture. So I think next time if I do this, I'm gonna do the texture and then make the model and then VRChat the model around the texture. If you get what I'm saying?
Oh, you can just design it first, properly draw it all out with a bunch of sort of ref sheets of the model, and then you model it.
And you don't really need anything solid either. You can just sketch down, be sitting at your desk or at work or break and just kind of sketch something down to see that have a baseline idea, and then you can refine that later.
That's pretty common. A lot of avatars that I come up with are when I'm at work or something. Because I'm bored. So I just write a bunch of shit down.
And speaking of which, I was attempting to make a VRChat world. It was a commission for someone. I've never done a VRChat world before, so I'm still kind of experimenting. But I like how I'm doing it. I'm doing it in the pixel art style, but like I was saying, I'm kind of UV unwrapping a model onto the texture. I do the texture first and then the model.
Yeah, the VRChat world is probably going to be my next experimental goal once I get my avatar to where I want it. Because I've messed with 3D programs similar to making game worlds, so I think it wouldn't be that far to try to make a world. I think the only challenge is making sure that everything functions. And the other challenge too, especially with VRChat, is
I have no idea.
Found out how to do the fur texture.
What in the hecky are they saying is medium? Oh, because you have... Oh my god, guys, my GPU is gonna catch fire. This raccoon has 3 skin meshes now. Call Tupper. What?
What?
Yeah, because the body, the head, and the tail are separate textures.
Yeah, let me pull it up.
Yeah, I know. Really? Actually, that makes sense with how the lighting's working with it.
You know what?
Yeah, and you can definitely see the seam where one texture ends and the other one begins. Around the neck. It's not a terrible thing,
Yeah, I don't know why
especially
I
with the
didn't model
aesthetic.
the body. It's just...
Well, for the aesthetic you were going for, it actually works. It does. You can see the seam, but it's not jarring because again you were going for that low poly look. So.
Oh no, you want low poly. Hold on, I have the most cursed avatar ever here.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go into PS2 mode now.
Feels bad.
No, it doesn't fix it. Huh, weird. Oh, no, it does.
Nice.
Oh, I've seen this one.
Once I finish it, though, I might.
The fucking shit
Oh!
looks so cool. I love that.
Oh my god, I actually kind of like that for
It's public. Clone away
cursed
if
as
you
it
want.
is. Oh my god, yes please.
Like PS1 graphics. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah. No, they specifically coded it to do the texture jitter from the PS1.
Oh, you got to see
Oh my gosh, I don't even have a shadow, probably because it's not running the Furality shader.
That is... I can appreciate.
Pyro, you have to get the dragon eggs. It's urgent.
To make it look as clean as
Oh wow.
The texel density.
It's so cool. I love it when people do stuff like that.
Optimized in that sense, but
As a person, like I said, as a person who grew up with like Game Boy Advance era consoles, I appreciate that a lot of people are going and making stuff like that that are back in that old style.
Okay, do you want to know one of my look? There's actually a video I found on YouTube a while back. It's an older video, and I've watched it a couple times now. Of some guys actually going and trying to make a game that will actually properly run on an NES with the smallest possible NES cartridge.
I don't have any yet.
Huh.
So it's called Micro Mages is the name of the game that they actually made. And so the file size limit, the smallest NES that you could get had 40 megabytes of space. The smallest cartridge you could get from Nintendo had 40 megabytes of space. So they had to build a game that fit within a 40 megabyte cartridge.
Oh, that's interesting, because that's actually someone who I couldn't
40
imagine
kilobytes,
the
sorry, 40
sacrifices.
kilobyte, not megabyte.
Because every game you see nowadays is anywhere sitting in megabytes range. So getting anything lower than that would be a challenge.
You're talking no. Modern games are gigabytes in size.
Yeah, I remember
Modern
looking up, like, how
games.
graphics
Yeah.
kind of work for like that NES era of like games, and like there's like these grids of like 4x4 pixels or something, you know, like just small grids of pixels.
It's
However,
8
in
by
these
8.
grids,
So instead of opening the mouth,
A single tile is 8 by 8 on its right.
it does.
Even the
Yeah.
smallest Mario, though, the smallest iteration of Mario is bigger than that.
For the lights and stuff.
yeah, and the other catch is that
16
like
by
those
16.
pixels can only have like I think 2 or 3 colors in them.
4 colors, and one of them has to be blue. Has to be transparent. Sorry. So it's technically 3 colors.
Does it not come in the afternoon?
Yeah, no, I am a total nerd. There's also a reason why I will actually say this. And here's a hot take for you: the Sega Genesis had a better sound system than the SNES.
It's when it starts getting cooler.
I can believe it.
Here's why. Okay, so the audio in the SNES was primarily created by using samples that were stored in a compressed format on the cartridge. This took up a lot of cartridge space. But what the Genesis did that was different is it actually had a real synthesizer in the chipset. Like it was a Yamaha synthesizer chip, the same one found in their pianos and in their synthesizer pianos. So instead of actually outputting the sound as samples that are just played with certain timings, it actually just straight up played an actual music. It actually played real music for you from a synthesizer. Now, this did give it a more limited range of options for musical instruments, but the sound that you got from it tended to be cleaner and had less artifacting than the compressed audio you got in the SNES.
So that's why when they say Sega, it sounds so good, huh?
So I'm just gonna not say anything.
I mean,
makes sense.
It was a very different way of doing things comparatively, and realistically, the chips that Sega was getting for the Mega Drive and Mega Drive / Genesis, they were just old surplus chips that Yamaha had because you know what? That wasn't even that wasn't their current model of synthesizer, but it was a very good model of synthesizer. I mean, music instruments don't really just go out of style like that.
Look, if
Who doesn't
my
do
boss
that?
has to tell me last minute, literally the last day I'm working.
But I like old retro. I like old retro stuff, but I don't have my retro consoles anymore. I'll just emulate these days.
I can only work 3 of
I just
those
don't have the
4 days I
space for it
typically
anymore.
Then
It's an aesthetic I kind of miss.
Consoles I have are
Are you salary or hourly?
PS2, a GameCube. You used to have the Xbox, but no.
yeah, I need like I
I
actually
guess technically just the
overrated.
GameCube because the PS2 is broken.
The company's
yeah.
not doing great right now. So he, like,
I think
Surprisingly
I
enough,
think the original Xbox got a lot of underrated. It had a lot of good, solid games in its time, not just Halo.
Did you? Speaking of Xbox, did you hear about Microsoft admitting that they lost the console wars?
Yeah, but yeah, so they told me
They lost
like,
this
hey, we're gonna
generation,
push this out next week, but I work from home
but
actually,
honestly,
so it's like, cool,
Microsoft
can
I don't think was
do it
focused on
elsewhere?
winning this
And they're like,
generation.
yeah.
Their
He
goal,
basically asked, like, yeah,
and you have to understand how
I'm like,
Microsoft
this
builds
personal
things.
project for a different
Microsoft
company,
doesn't
you know,
make plans or
cool,
designs
that works.
for anything less
So
than
I
a decade
assumed
out
all
nowadays.
the days that I typically work, but then he told me
So they don't care.
on my last day.
Okay, so they lost this generation. Big deal. They're going to continue to grow the Xbox Game Pass. They're going to continue. They're going to go ahead and acquire some new studios. They're gonna get Activision Blizzard. I don't see that as not happening. And frankly, as long as I get what I want out of this deal, and that is Bobby Kotick getting thrown out, and that has already been promised, I'm okay with this.
I really should learn subs.
Bobby Kotick getting fired is all I want from this. Blizzard has already burned themselves to the ground. In my opinion, I don't care what happens to them anymore. But if you can get me, but if I can just watch you fire Bobby Kotick, I'll be okay with this.
The Wicker Beast that I was wearing
And
is also
they're not just firing him; they are terminating him with no severance. Like the terms that they have already laid out publicly as to what they're going to do is Bobby Kotick will be terminated with no severance, and the only money he's getting for leaving is that he's going to be forced to sell all of his shares of stock in the company. Which is still like 300 and something. Don't get me wrong. Like Bobby's going to be just fine, ladies and gentlemen. He will have plenty of money when this deal is over.
Yeah, they're gonna burn him and clean their hands of him.
Plenty of. Yeah, but he's being literally forced to sell his stock, which means he has to surrender all voting rights. He's not going to be allowed to buy new stock in the company per the contract. He is gone completely, and they're sanitizing the place of his stink. You know what? And that's fine by me. I would like to see what they're going to do. Also, the main reason why Microsoft is buying them is, do you have any idea how many studios that Activision Blizzard has cannibalized over the years?
A lot from what I've heard.
Call of Duty.
Yeah, they were buying studios just to rip all the talent out of them. Like, they would buy a studio because they needed to hire people. Like, they need people to fill roles, and nobody's applying, so they would buy up a studio, transfer all of the people out of that studio to support roles on Call of Duty or whatever else, mostly Call of Duty, and then they would just dissolve the studio. They were literally just buying studios to get their staff.
Just stripping them. Stripping them and leaving them. Yep. Yeah, I knew they were doing the dirty.
But the thing is
that's
this
for sure.
means that... Well, okay, but like here's the thing is... How dirty is it? So I'm gonna kind of play. I'm gonna play a little bit of devil's advocate here for you, and kind of paint it from the perspective of Blizzard. I need I have 500 empty seats that I need filled to meet my development and deadline targets. 500 people, and that might not sound like a lot, but here's the thing: I've had some of these applications up for 3-6 months. I need more 2D texture artists. I have 35 seats for 3D modelers that are not getting filled. I've been taking applications for 6 months and can't find, and I've had only about 10 people who are actually qualified applied. I'm not even getting a third of what I need to fill these positions. But I have deadlines to meet. I have to release a Call of Duty this year because that is what my shareholders expect. That is what the players expect. And I can't sit there and have the brand not have a yearly release, not have its annual release. So how do you get staff? If no one's applying, how do you get staff?
You talent hunt.
And the answer is by any means developer. Yep.
Talent hunt by
Now that
force.
being said, Activision Blizzard could definitely pay better. Blizzard especially. So most people don't know how like the whole thing works.
My stuff isn't low. I just don't want to spend the rest of my afternoon in VR. I want to.
Here's the thing: most people think that Activision controls Blizzard, which is actually not true. So there is Activision Blizzard entity that actually stands above all the other companies. Beneath them, you have Activision Publishing, Blizzard Entertainment, and King Studios. These are 3 completely separate companies. Now, what ABK does is ABK, which is the major corporate entity, the umbrella company, they decide the budget, and they get to decide who's in charge at the executive level of these companies.
I feel like they're too low.
Now, how your progress is and what your returns are on this definitely matters. They're pretty hands off with you, but they do expect results. So you're still going to be expected to bring some money back when you're done with this. And
Your eyes almost look like you're looking down.
like, Bobby's the one that sets these goals, he sets these expectations, and he gets to decide who's in charge. There is definitely some responsibility there. But also, this hands-off approach has led to a lot of problems as well. Like the rampant issues with harassment and employee mistreatment at Blizzard. Blizzard should have been resolving that, and if they didn't resolve it, it exists on the corporate umbrella team to come down and start replacing management if these things don't get resolved, which they never did. And the reason they never did this is because, well, I don't know, line go up.
I can see like 4 other avatars.
See, here's the thing. You have all these sexual harassment lawsuits, but the line is still going up. So we're fine with that.
Not too many.
And you don't want to.
Welcome to business.
Bring that
as long
out.
as line goes up, you can do whatever you want.
You don't want to bring all that drama up while you're making income, because that could either what's the word? Any drama comes out while you're making income, they might decide to just suddenly drop. That line will drop.
I'll put it this way: in a tweet that never should have been written because it was a terrible look, the guy who wrote the script for Borderlands 2 went out and made a whole bunch of tweets attacking his own player base, calling them some pretty awful things. And somebody tagged Randy Pitchford and said, "Dude, are you gonna let your employees talk to your customers like that?" And his answer back was, "This guy wrote a script that secured us a $22 million profit on release." I think he can say whatever he wants on Twitter.
What did I just do?
So basically, as long as you make enough money for the company, as long as you can say whatever you want, do whatever you want, and they won't do anything to you. This is a terrible way to run a business, by the way, but but when you answer to shareholders, that's just how it goes.
When your reputation means nothing and you're making money.
Shareholders don't care about your reputation.
Yeah, keep going, keep storing that breast milk. Yeah. Keep going on. Yeah.
Content with
Yeah. Hey, listen. If this guy's if this guy's got to steal a little breast milk to make a game that pulls in $25 million per quarter, I mean, he can steal it. I don't care. That's the opinion that the shareholders are going to have. I mean, but that guy, hey, he made a lot of money for the shareholders, so it's all part of the creative process. Hey, lots of great artists or terrible people.
Funnier than me, don't worry.
I mean, is this an attitude that we should have? Absolutely not. But is this the attitude that companies keep because line goes up? Absolutely.
I don't know Blender.
Yeah, and that can go for any company, really. We're not just games.
That stuff's gonna be like whoosh. 13. Okay.
Oh yeah, no. See, here's the thing. I don't care what job you have. The day that your company realizes that if they could kill you if they could make more money by dragging you out to the street and beating your sobbing body to death with a crowbar. If that would get them a 5% increase on their quarterly earnings report, they'd do it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, no doubt. I worked for GameStop.
Like while you're begging
I've
for your life,
seen that
I
firsthand.
mean, if it was 7%, they'd even let you beg for your life just to do it. Yeah. GameStop does some stuff that's probably close to illegal.
Oh yeah, I work for. I will tell you right now from experience.
The same problem as everyone else.
I'll tell you exactly from experience. When the month or two I worked for GameStop, they treated me like crap because I was basically an on-site maintenance person. If something went wrong, if one of the equipment went down, if a light bulb fell out of the ceiling and crashed on the ground, that was my responsibility. So I literally was not even there to do anything that I wanted to do, like actually tell people about games or help sell games or help promote a good gaming experience. No, they didn't want me to be anywhere near any of the main floor. They just wanted me to be out there to sweep floors and replace light bulbs. Literally 2 months in, I hadn't even had my job for. No, I was literally the janitor, for lack of better terms. I will tell you this right now: I had the job for 2 months, and they merged our place with a place in the nearby mall, and they dropped everyone. Literally in 2 months. Didn't even warn us. I had been waiting for a schedule for 2 full weeks before somebody who was a colleague of mine came in and been like, hey, did you hear that they dropped a lot of people? They never warned me. They straight up just dropped me off the freaking payroll the day of they made this merger with the two storefronts. Didn't even warn me. Left me high and dry. Like,
I bet I know what they did. So what they probably did is they didn't tell you were scheduled at a different store. They transferred you without telling you, scheduled you for a week, and since you didn't know and since your schedule was posted at the other store, the manager was probably instructed not to call you. So you had scheduled days at the other store that you never showed up for. So they got to terminate you for job abandonment and don't owe you a dime in unemployment.
It's okay. I thought it was late the first time.
I knew. I knew something was up. I didn't know until like 2 weeks later.
Sounds like.
Oh yeah, it is. It totally is. But
it's actually not illegal to do it that way.
Plan something.
Okay. It's legally dubious. I'll put it that way. But it's not illegal per se. I had a manager when I worked at a grocery store fire a girl for being pregnant.
Bye. Nice meeting you guys.
I've heard a couple of stories like that.
Directly doing so is super illegal.
I've like always seen you in the clubs.
But if you come talk to her about the fact that she's taking too many bathroom breaks, and then you give the whole sympathetic speech and everything, and you're like, it's okay. It looks like you're just not in the state. It looks like you're just not in the kind of healthy state here to actually be doing this job right now. How about you just step away, take a little break, and come back when you're ready. Come back when you're. Yep. So here's the thing.
Yeah.
When they said that, what they meant was they were just sending her home a couple hours early that day. But they worded it in such a way that it was interpreted as, go ahead and leave and come back when you're, after you've had the baby. But they scheduled her anyways. And then after 3 days of that, you're allowed to terminate them for job abandonment. Which means you don't owe any unemployment. Oh. And it is time for the other event. It is the Game Developers Meetup, and I have to go to that one.
I'm probably gonna go check that one out too.
Yep. Alright, I will see y'all there.
It was good talking to you. It was nice to meet you.
Yeah, indeed. Thanks. Have a good one.
You too.
I'm gonna see if I can catch some of my friends before another event. Nice meeting you. Hopefully we can talk again.
Indeed. Take care.
I'd love
Be
to.
well.
And it was so cool. It was so cool. I met so many cool people. I met Luciv. I was like, oh, Luciv. Yeah. I got an awesome photo with him too. So it's so cool. There was a lot of people there.
That's good.
But then like,
what you submitted to your showcase was really good.
have you seen it, bro?
No.
You should see it. You should see it. You see it.
That was during the Fortune meet.
I know, but I already uploaded it to YouTube and
Sorry, I get talking with people and I forget that people are good. And yes, they all look really good. This is kind of why I came here, because I wanted to see
aren't you supposed to be
the
on your
people's
shift right now?
avatars.
I don't want to keep you here.
Whew. Oh god, laggy lag. Geronimo!
On purpose like that often, but people like to try to join me while I'm cuddling with my boyfriend and chilling out.
Hold on, let me move the camera.
No, that's perfectly fine. Don't worry about it.
It's hard to like move the camera
It's still
when you
appropriate
update.
for me to
Okay,
at least tell you so
okay.
you know I'm not ignoring you to be an ass.
I'm ready.
Which kept like even old readers like on their toes, and it was all very cool. What happened with seasons 7 and 8 was they ran out of material. They caught up to where George was writing his book, and so they had to come up with some new stuff, which wasn't so bad in season 7, but they started to rush stuff, and like if you paid attention, certain locations didn't make sense anymore. Like one area that was known for being like on the kind of edge of like a coastal area overlooking the sea, in season 7 was suddenly in the fucking desert for some reason. Like looking at the front gate, there was just sand, and it's like, hello?
Gotta lower my graphics quality, but up the avatar thingy.
Some avatars, like one has like a jump scare thing that I need to have a certain gesture to do.
Guess what I did?
I was gonna say, it looks like you've got an avatar that's more fitting for you now.
Yes, I finally have a me. I spent all morning setting this up. I'm so happy.
Did you work with?
Yeah,
no, it came out good.
There was the one we were talking about. Oh god, my brain is like, oh. Hey. Yes. Hi.
Boop. Gotcha, bitch.
Oh my god, I'm like.
Oh no, it came out really good.
Strangely familiar.
Because it's Julia Winterpaw.
I was just thinking, like, it was the shoes that made me kind of trip. Oh my god, they flash. No.
Yes. I actually put these on. I put the Skechers ones on by mistake because I like the sideways designs. I didn't realize they flashed, and so I was at a meetup and like, oh my god, your shoes. They say, oh my god, your shoes flash. So every time I take a step, I can't wait. I can't.
I just realized I'm not seeing the same thing as you guys. You guys are seeing probably like a B or something. No, I'm seeing a proto.
Oh,
Are
you're
you?
probably stuck on a default
Oh, your
avatar because it's
Quest.
not Quest compatible.
Yeah. I haven't set up the Quest compatible version yet. It's
At least
okay.
mine
You're
probably
fine.
looks like my character. It's just gonna look like an old version of it.
I don't actually know what
Yeah,
mine is.
I did not have any time to set up the
Yours
quest
is
compatible because I was basically just gonna put the.
gray, black, white, green dog thing.
I don't even know what my fallback is.
Oh,
I know what my fallback is something
I
else,
know
but
what
this
they
one
are.
shouldn't
That's a
need it.
fucking. That's. I've seen that in the fucking dealers area. That's the.
Oh, and also
the
your
free
fallback is
count.
just a default wolf avatar.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Free
Okay.
count. Yeah,
By
I'll take
that
a
I
free
mean the
count.
big ass fucking hands.
The big bappers.
I'm not even done with this yet. I'm going to be getting a few extra pieces of clothing made, and then I'm going to be setting up the quest version, which will basically just be the base with the custom skin, and that's going to be it.
Little bitch.
It looks so goofy when I run away because I have to have my hand in front of me with pinched fingers.
He's running off like an Italian.
Yes.
Oh my god.
The other reason I wanted a custom avatar is I wanted to actually have an excuse to collect my badge because I didn't get to do it for Aqua, and I'm kind of disappointed. My bag, I have the badge.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start clipping them to that
See it?
from going forward.
Where'd you get the backpack from, out of curiosity?
It's a free asset. I just kind of was looking up for like backpack or shoulder bag, and this kind of came up, and I was like, this will do. I don't remember the name because, like I said, I just kind of grabbed it and put it on, and it works for the means I wanted it for. So,
I mean, it looks great.
like I said, I have like big plans to continue adding to it going forward.
There's so many other people here.
I forgot this place
has so many other people.
You wanna go, bro?
Yeah, no, there's a ton of people. This place is huge.
I can
How am I smaller than you?
One reason why I make sure I have like a limited avatar rendering distance, because otherwise I'd be trying to render in everybody up there and just dying.
It's okay. We know.
Yeah, same. I have it rendered at 5 meters, so that way the close group I'm with, and then I have it limited to 10 avatars within those 5
It's like,
meters.
I remember the group photo. Like I'm like that with you, and like
I just have it to where I don't show anyone's avatar until I show it manually.
That is a way to do it too. I think I've got mine set to like 30 meters and 10 avatars at max.
Anything you going to anything? Or
Being shown, with the exception of friends.
Yeah, I tried to go to the creator meetup, and I was like so slideshowed, I couldn't even move. I literally could not move. I had to. My computer was completely frozen. I had to unplug it in order to restart my computer.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
I
so
want to get photos with you two. I think it's the trans meetup.
from here going forward, any cons I go to, I'm going to make sure that my render distance is all the way down, and I'm only rendering 10 people at a time, because I'm not going through that again.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Alright.
Either that or get more RAM.
I can appreciate you.
See you around, Magic.
'Cause I have slots for it.
Wait, who's leaving?
I'm dipping for a bit.
All right. See you, Mark.
See ya. Bye. Bye.
Hi.
Hey, man. How long have I been in?
I think you've been in for a while.
Motherfucker started
5 hours.
skydiving.
Oh, God. I should probably take like 20 minutes out of the headset just to fucking rest my eyes.
Probably not a bad idea. I'm pretty sure you've been in here for like 2 or 3 hours at least.
Yeah, 5 hours total with like a 10-minute break, so I should probably,
breathe.
Do another one.
Well, I will
My
give
headset
you
doesn't
the
even
two-
last that long anymore.
Oh, I just keep mine always plugged into the link cable now, and
Oh, it
or a
doesn't matter.
charger.
It doesn't matter. Mine
See,
can be plugged in and
my
it still
solution-
dies faster than it gets used.
Well, the trick for mine is I use the Samsung 25-watt charger, and it just keeps it topped. Like, we're talking, if it's going from 0 and it then gets booted up, it'll, by the end of like a full play session, it'll have gotten to maybe 50%. It squeaks up, but it's just enough juice to run it.
I might have to look into something like that. But I couldn't do a wireless connection for this either. My internet did not like it for this place.
Oh,
So.
fucking bless.
That's what I'm forced to do because
hotspot. Mainly because I don't have any Wi-Fi at my house right now, so.
Oh, you poor dear.
I'm sorry, I live with my grandma who for some reason decided to put every bill online when he doesn't know how to use the fucking internet.
Oh
Everybody
no.
show him how to add a contact onto his phone.
So now the one thing that you
I had
use
to
to
show
pay
him
your
how to add a
bills is offline. Is that what I'm getting?
Yeah, he had the
think
one
I am now
thing
one
he
with
uses
the
to
poll.
pay bills is, well, he has it activated.
I would say so.
He just doesn't know how to pay some
Because
of
I
the
can't tell
bills
that the
via
pole
the
is here
phone.
anymore when I turn around.
How did you wait?
Apparently
How are
it
you
doesn't
in the,
have
what?
collision, so.
Oh god, it
just
doesn't.
doesn't have
Okay.
collision. It threw me off of it.
I'm exploring.
Right. I love you, Beans, very much, but I need to go jump out for a little bit, so I will see you guys later. And don't forget to check the photo out every day.
I did check it already, actually. I did the same thing you
Also,
did
I
and
hope
looked
I get
under the
to-
headset.
I hope I get to catch you around. I've seen you around a couple of times. You seem super fucking chill. I would stick around and say hello, but I'm literally, like, my eyes hurt like fuck. So, you seem chill. Have a good one.
Okay. Yep. Joke's on him, I might seem chill, but inside I am constantly screaming. My life is constant hell, I'm just really good at
That's
hiding
true
it.
of a lot of people. I think a lot of people are good at do that exact same thing. I know
The other
there's
thing,
one
too,
friend I still want to meet on VRChat during this event at some point, and somehow every time I'm able to be on, they are not on, and every time I'm not able to be on, I see that they're on, and it's just like, I haven't been able to catch them once. They're not on currently.
Oh my god, I know that I know that feeling. Like I reconnected with a couple of my really old, like my older Second Life buddies who have transferred over to VR for the first time ever at this event during the very first moments I was here, and I haven't seen them since. Like,
oh, the person I'm referring to helped me with a lot of the model setup, not the Furality specific stuff, but I actually managed to figure this one out on my own. That being said, they helped me with a lot of the model stuff, and I thought they would like to see the Furality thing in person, but I have not been able to be online at the same time as them.
Oh,
especially
God.
since I also stole the belt idea from them, because I used the scarf asset as the belt. Oh, fuck. Okay. How much exploring on this world have you done? Have you actually seen everything on this world, or not really?
I've actually seen a good portion of it. There's actually a bar
Have you gone
over
to any,
there.
Have you gone to any of the only accessible by like non-returnable means areas?
A couple. Which ones were they?
Easiest example is right over here. That right there.
Oh yeah, those
You have to be up
those
to do it,
platforms.
Yeah. Technically, those ones you can stand on too, but good luck figuring out how to actually get over to those ones.
You would need a flying ability. You would need an avatar with flying ability to make that work. Oh, this one has a staircase.
Yep.
There's no point in being down here.
So oddly enough, this is how I actually got in here the first time, because I landed on this tree on accident falling.
If that's the case, if tree climbing is literally all it would take, I'm actually curious. If tree climbing was all it would take, I'm wondering if...
So some of the trees are collidable and some are not.
Oh. So it would be hit or miss then.
Down, you do just kind of reset too.
Ah.
Oddly enough, not on this branch, but...
Oh.
Reset point.
Oh, Jesus! Well.
And when you reset, it resets you in one of the spots that you're actually accessible.
Did I tell you?
Spawn back up there.
There was when I went to the showcase, I decided to test fate and jump off the back edge to see if there was actually a way to jump off, and I fell out. And then, when it spawned me on a platform in the middle of the void. I swear to God, it was like going to heaven. I couldn't see anything other than some treetops. So, and there was no way for me to get back.
Okay, I'm looking at the charity auction stuff. They've actually got cool stuff. I probably won't get any of it because it'll go for way too much, but...
Charity auction stuff?
Yeah, if you're on there, it's all in the Discord right now. They apparently posted it like an hour, or like half an hour ago.
Oh. I didn't even know they had auctions.
It's for charity. They do it, they're supposed to start in like 40 minutes or something like that, so...
Take a quick look here.
The pens look like the kind of thing I would actually get. I get stuff like that anyways. Also, the yoga mat's kind of cool because it's the whole Furality image that they use like on their like waiting screens for all their events.
Yeah. Like the wine box set, that would be cool. Being the few people in my friend group who actually still drinks wine.
Not something I would probably use, but...
The pillow, the mat,
I only
and the
drink wine, but I just don't drink enough to worry about.
Fair.
The pillow, the mat, and the
nice
wine
too.
thing were the three that...
Yeah, pillow, mat, and wine
thing. Yeah, the pens
thing.
look like the type of thing I would do. I'm wondering what's going to actually be in the store when they finally open that too. 'Cause that hasn't even opened yet. Like the actual merch store.
Mm-hmm.
Not just like the dealer's den thing. Well, time to eat.
Time to eat.
Not double jumping. There we go.
God damn it. Yeet. Okay. Oh, there he is. Meep. Come on.
I think that one's actually bugged. I came in here from up there.
Oh, that would explain it. Oh, well. Okay, need the jump. Got it.
That's the easy way.
Yeet! There we go.
You can double jump, by the way.
It's not working for me for some reason.
Apparently another... The double jump isn't?
I think it's because I'm
you know what?
running at 12 frames. Yeah, but
it doesn't work on these mats. Oh, yeah, that probably doesn't help either. These can actually be, like, bounced on. They have, like, separate physics.
Ooh, I just about bounced off the edge of the platform there for a second. It kinda and it kinda doesn't. Ooh. Okay, never mind. It's proving me wrong. Oh, maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, jumping doesn't work when you're trying to. Ooh, God. Watched you go into orbit there for a second.
But it takes you pretty damn high. Like, I was pretty much over the trees and everything.
Yeah, I just watched you go into orbit.
I think the highest natural spot you can get is up there. Hello.
Hello?
Look up. Behind you.
Oh. Okay. I was like, where? Did he go?
The highest natural location I'm pretty sure you can get to. Without using some sort of weird hack. I do have flight, so I can technically go higher, but...
Yeah, I haven't quite made that setup for this one yet. I had like a lot of, like I said, I've basically gotten the base looks down for this avatar. I had a lot more plans. I was going to put like Gogo Loco on this as well.
I would make a recommendation of trying. Yeah, I was just gonna say I would make a recommendation of getting Gogo Loco. It's just really helpful. And
Like I said, my
built into it.
Like I said, my main goals were just finishing up the outfits for this one, and then setting up
It's a huge difference from the other day, so...
Yes, I finally feel like me, and I finally feel justified to not change avatars as much as I have. Like, that was like my biggest thing, is I didn't have a permanent identity, so I was constantly flip-flopping avatars. So now I have a permanent identity that I can work with.
I'm a shapeshifter, so I don't care.
Well, I am too, but I don't want to be constantly, like, in between conversations switching avatars, because I don't know who I want to be. And now I have a baseline to work with, which, that's all I ever wanted. I didn't show you, this thing actually, I have tattoos that you can't really see with the clothing on. Let me get the shirt off.
I was gonna say, I thought you would have one on your eye in the long run, too.
Let me.
You can see the chest one, and I think there was one on your back. I only saw it a little bit. You can see the Ankh on the belly button.
Yeah, there's the one. I had to change up
like a tribal cross. It looks like on the back.
The tribal Ankh, yeah.
Kind of
it's
thing.
actually, Yeah, out of all the tattoos on here, it's the only one that's originally focused on the ones tattoos my Sona actually has. The other two I didn't have the originals and couldn't find the originals, so I kind of varied it up a bit. So I like it. I honestly think I like these tattoos slightly better than the ones I had, based off the designs, but the eye thing too, the eye markings, the issue with the eye markings is I'd actually have to draw those out, and I'm not that much of an artist. I might see if I can convince my sister to do it for me, because she's more of a graphic artist than I am. I'm a graphic...
I don't think it should be too hard to put that in, especially since you do have drawings with that already as like a point of reference. You could almost copy paste it.
I could. It might be something I dabble with.
It would be
because
hard to get it to line up perfectly, though.
And it's a very unique pattern for the eyes. Like, it is a very unique pattern, and I would definitely it would definitely need to be drawn out. My issue is my drawing skills are not, especially on computers, is not that great. So I don't feel confident enough to do
Showing it all right now,
that.
or are you just seeing an icon?
I'm just seeing...
Out of curiosity.
I saw the avatar for like a split second, and then it disappeared. So I don't know if this is intentional or not.
Okay, that's actually intentional.
All I see is your name tag.
Pull out a personal mirror and then look at me.
Oh, is it one of those ones? Hold on.
Yeah, it's one of those. Technically, I have things I could turn on so you could see me, kinda, too.
Okay, I got a personal mirror out in front of me.
Yeah, I should show up in the mirror. Oh, except for that. Okay, I almost crashed for a second. Am I correct that I show up in the mirror?
No, not in a personal mirror. At least not in my personal mirrh. Which is weird.
I
also have to... I have to turn the mirror off. I have to. Because I literally was having a slideshow. Trying to hold the personal mirror out.
Yeah, so was I, which is weird. It's almost like the fact that I'm supposed to render through it kind of freaked everything out on both of our ends.
Yeah.
Because I could tell you were trying to look at me through the mirror and it kept freaking out my setting too, somehow.
I was trying to tilt and see if I saw it. I didn't see it in the mirror, but it was... I think, yeah, because it was trying to render things differently, it was slowly lagging the both of us out. Oh, yes. I remember this. I've seen this 1,000 times. I know how this works. Oh god, okay, stop. No, thank you.
It's like, oh, he got on, cool, jump. So the
jump,
funny
start running around.
Rode me while I was on. Well, I went on one of the zip lines like this, and somebody rode me while I was on one of the zip lines.
Oh god.
Also, I just noticed this little platform here.
I honestly think this is just a... Oh! I forgot that, like, the birds. If they made plushies of these, I would buy them. They're freaking cute.
Oh, of the birds? Yeah.
Yes, the birds and the little rafter. Oh, laggy, lag. Little raptor bird and the birds. Yeah, I lagged the hell. I lagged as I fell. Whoops. Like, if they made a plush, I would buy it. Most definitely. They're so freaking cute. Boop the bird.
They did make it an asset for the sponsor tier.
Aw. Of course, the tier that's far too far out of my reach if I wanted to be able to pay the bills.
Yeah, I'm not sorry, I don't mind spending the $50 basically it took to get to Okay, I almost died for a second there.
I was gonna say you stopped for a second. I was like,
clear.
Yeah.
Class, but yeah, I wasn't gonna spend the sponsor tier.
I think the
cost
thing that kind of
was not
irked me
worth
the most is I intended to buy some passes for some friends to join me because I was talking about it all after Aqua for the longest time. I was like, I want to invite you guys to the next event because I think you guys would really enjoy it. And when I found out that I think they raised because it was like 15 for Aqua and it was 25 for just the attendee tier this time.
Yeah,
from what I
no,
remember.
they did raise the price, but they also have a lot more people working on it now.
Oh yeah,
So
they
it
have a lot
kind
more
of is
people,
a
and
counteract
and
cost.
they've been putting. You can tell they've definitely been trying to put a lot of work into everything they do. So the price is worth it. It just kind of
Yeah, no, this
because
one
I
is
was like,
like if anything, this world has a lot more details built into it than like Aqua did. But I will say, I still don't feel like this world was as fun to explore because you could kind of just everything that you can see is what you can go to. There didn't seem to be like little secrets and stuff in and around. Versus like Aqua and even the festival, there were like areas that it felt like you shouldn't be able to go that you could go to and stuff like that. This one doesn't feel as much like that.
and to give them credit, when they did release the public version, they made it so that you could go literally past the borders of where you normally could. Like you can walk that river that's on Aqua that you could only see before. You can actually walk all the way out there now. I remember me and a friend really tested the
doesn't
limits
surprise
of
me.
that one. But
I still won't be
I
surprised
think-
if I set this as a home world in the long run.
Oh yeah, I could definitely see
Once they
long
release
term
this.
using this as a home world. I think my issue with this con compared to the last one was there wasn't that much emotional impact. I think Aqua really hit me hard to the point when it left, a fully grown man at age in his 30s was crying because he didn't want it to stop. Because it had such an impact. You go through that first tunnel and
Was
you
it
end up
your
in
first
seeing
one, though?
Furality Aqua up top. Yeah, it was my first one too, so that didn't help any. But the emotional impact
here,
of that.
But I do feel like, yeah. Like, I find it really weird that they have a skip intro button, but there's not really an intro for this map. It's go
There's
down
a
zip
skip
line.
intro button.
That was their intro. Yes, there's a skip
Oh.
intro button, but there's no intro, so I don't know why there's a skip intro button. Like, here, go to
They might have-
respawn and respawn at the very beginning.
Oh, I forgot that it only takes you here for some reason. Hold on. Wait. Oh, you can set the weather. That's cool.
I didn't
Wait, you
realize
can
that
actually-
was a thing.
Wait, you can actually set the weather? Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, right there.
huh. I didn't see that the first time going through. But yeah, I think
No, I didn't see that until just now.
But no, if they did have a skip intro
Now it got
button,
rainy.
if they did have a skip intro
You would
button, I
that
think
there's,
they
like, this
did.
big-
Or maybe they had it planned and then this last minute decided to scrap for some reason. Oh. Well, we've ruined somebody's day.
Yeah, so the skip intro
Yeah, I
button
really
just
think-
takes you here.
Yeah, I think they had intentions to leave the emotional impact I was looking for with Aqua, but they just never got to finish it, or they scrapped it entirely. That's a shame.
And to be fair, the worlds are so detailed that I don't knock them too much for that, but it's still kind of unfortunate. There's a lot of little things like that it just was like, it feels just a little unfortunate.
Yeah, like I said, Aqua had such that intro sequence was enough to make me when I rejoined after I not stop sobbing because it was like was one of those things. Like, and I felt kind of. I was kind of meh when I kind of came here for the first time and didn't see that or see parts of that. Like, again, I don't diss them for it. I think the con is awesome. They definitely kept with their standard, but bird. Just wish the first. I think the other thing too that kind of, oh god, I am lagging like a burger every 15 minutes. I think another thing that kind of.
Did you set the weather to something weird?
It's still raining.
Yeah, I would turn off the rain if it's hitting you.
I hit sunny. Is there a freaking cooldown?
I don't know. I
Okay.
switched it to sunny and it changed.
Okay, yeah, that's. I think that's like public for the world. Like you change it and everybody experiences the same weather.
Weird.
Because when you changed it, it changed the weather for me as well. So
That's odd. I feel like that should be like a privatized thing.
yeah.
But they're things that we don't want to lose. And what death is doing is it's stomping us all out one by one and
You know, the first thing I tried to do, I saw that nest right there. I was like streaming yesterday. Oh.
Sorry,
I was
just
like
checking
streaming.
something.
I
Still
was
hear
streaming on Friday, and I was those nests right there. I turned into a Swaria and tried to sit in it because I was like, you can't just put a nest in front of me and not expect me to try to do that. They're pass through, so it's like unfortunate.
I have avatars. Yes. Well, not with this. Hold on.
Fair.
I think that's about right.
I mean, you're a little bit floating,
Might
but
be a
yeah,
little high.
that's about right. Yeah. Perfect.
And now I can lock it in place, and now all that moves is my upper body.
Nice. That's another reason I want to get Go-Go Locos. I am also
The Go-Go Loco
another reason.
thing.
Yeah, because one of the things that the other hobby I have with VRChat, which was a lot of the same reason I joined Second Life back in the day, was the photography opportunities. Especially when you have the tools to make proper scenes. Like,
The person that in Second Life made a shop.
I didn't get the first part of that. I heard shop.
I said I was the person in Second Life that made a shop. Like I made my own assets and then ended up selling.
Yeah.
Am I gonna make it? Okay, I'm back. Yeah, no, my thing's been going fritzy. I should be back. I don't know why
you're
it's
back.
going fritzy. It's literally hardwired into the computer. So, but it does want a 3.0 cable, and my cable's apparently not a 3.0 cable.
I might have to consider getting a cable and doing this by cable next time. Because trying to do this by bouncing it off my freaking router is not helpful. Yeah, it's not quite. It's but it's having a hard time. Speaking of people that's having a hard time, I need to get a drink. Ooh.
Fair. That is almost a full lobby. I don't want to jump into that. And not even like a small full lobby. It's a lobby of 60 that's almost full.
Oh god. Ooh. Gotta sit down for a second. Whew.
You okay? Okay.
Yeah, I'm fine. My
I've been
issue.
sitting this
My
whole time
issue.
anyways.
Oh. Well, because my issue with my drift is, also, in fact, apparently if you try to do this to virtual desktop, you can do hand gesture using, hand tracking. But, anyways. But, the main issue with me is because of my controller drift being so my controllers, it's almost easier for me to turn using my body rather than trying to use my controller. So that's why I tend to stand more than I sit when playing VR.
Well, like for me, a weird thing that I have learned is that my right controller doesn't know how to go forward for about 5 minutes after I get into VR. Like, this would be me going forward.
I have a
like I won't keep consistent. That was me simulating it. Like right now, it's fine for the most part. It still bugs occasionally, but not like when I first started.
But yeah, mine has an issue where I can't push the left thumbstick forward because the issue if I try to pull it shit straight forward, it won't go straight forward. I have to cock it like a degree to the left. And the right one for turning, I can turn left right, but for the about 5-minute delay. And there's no guarantee that it will continue going right. Ugh. Also, my stream text decided to be weird. Give me a second. Ugh. And it's definitely a lot of my issues too is
God. Now I know why I'm not seeing people. People never link their friends list. 2 of the people I'm in a party with, I just confirmed are on a certain level, certain map that I thought about joining, but I was like, there's too many people there. Now I'm wishing I joined before it filled up because now it's full. I would have.
Oh God.
You would have been able to join off of me, but I also have the concerns of it's a Club Fin world with a 60-person limit.
60-person limit and a bunch of effects in the background. Jesus God.
You
not sure about
can
that
turn
one,
off
son.
The effects entirely.
That's a low quality.
Yeah, you can have
mode.
the effects turned off entirely, but still. There's also audio only. Which I think turns off everything.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure my main issue is it's actually because I'm streaming right now again because I told people I would stream the closing ceremonies, and a lot of my issue right now is the fact that because I'm trying to bounce my visuals off my modem, there's a slight delay in that, and it doesn't always clarify because I'm looking. Yeah, but but I know it's that because if I'm looking at my stream preview and moving my head around, there's no lag. Yeah, it's a bit choppy, but at least it's steady. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to probably have to get a cable for this and use that from going forward.
Yeah, I highly recommend it. Just try to make sure it's a cable that's going to work. There's a lot of USB cables that won't work correctly. See, I needed one that was USB C to USB 3.0. I couldn't actually find one that did that was capable of both data transfer and charging. I had trouble finding that. So in other words, it's not a cable 3.0, it's a cable 2 point something, and that's why it doesn't like it.
Fair.
But it's at least capable of both, so I can use it for it. It just doesn't work as well. That's why it dies, I think. Because it can't transfer enough power. I can tell you're trying to follow me, and yet I am like way ahead of you in the turn.
Yeah, it's definitely.
I'm like behind you right now. I've almost gone full
Yeah.
circle from my perspective.
Yeah. Another thing too, I don't know if it's the same way on your end, but there's almost a several second delay. I forget. I'm not really counting. I know it's a few seconds, but there's several second delay between words coming actually out of my mouth and them actually showing up in my character because I have the character mirror on my HUD. So there's a lot of janky shit that I'm doing to trying to make this work, and it's just not quite working.
Let me pull up your stream because it might give me a better idea of what you're talking about anyways, because I don't actually have it up at the moment. To be fair, I had dead streams up anyways. That I did there was no reason for them to be up anymore. In fact, I have two I need to swap out, so let me see who can I throw on for this one. You work. Okay. I love how I'm just looking at the sky.
This is how you connect to the internet up in the air and
My
sniff
audio's
it.
all messed up.
But yeah, I don't know if you can see it from your end. I think, like I said, it might be because I'm trying to bounce my visuals off a router to my face, and it's causing everything to be on a delay on my end. But I don't know how it's coming out on your end.
Looks spot on your stream, actually.
So yeah, it's just literally the delay of it trying to transfer to my headset for me to see it from my perspective.
Seems like it, yeah.
Yeah, okay, more evidence to getting a cable. I would like to be touching the ground, please. Thank you. Okay. I think I'm just going to remain in a seated position for a second and let my back rest. I really think I need to go see a chiropractor at some point because my back is like killing me. I can't stay stood up for more than a couple of minutes before things start to hurt, and I have to do stretches to keep it from hurting for too long, but eventually it's just like, I gotta sit down. I feel older than I should be.
So your back's a pretzel, got it.
Basically, yeah. I don't know if I have a herniated disc or something.
Getting rid of the
kinda just
echo by muting the stream now so that I'm not hearing it twice, basically. I did it for a minute so that I could tell if the audio actually lined up, but listening to the audio all echoing starts to drive you nuts really fast, especially when you start hearing yourself.
Oh yeah, trust me. There have been a couple moments where I'm like, why do I hear an echo? I'm in an open space. There's no echo quality cover on here in this world.
Echo,
oh, that's why.
Echo. And my hand's broken. Thank you. Sometimes this controller seems to have more issues than this controller, which is funny because this controller is physically cracked. There is a crack in this controller, but this is the one that has problems.
Oh God.
Yep. So somehow I've been using this controller with a crack like right about where your pointer finger goes, like if you were to touch the outside ring thing on the Quest.
Oh, and that the sensor
there.
ring, the sensor ring has a crack in, is what you're telling me.
Yep. Yeah, just the outside of it, so it's not really affecting anything apparently. But you would think that that would be more likely to cause issues. Now, this is the one that has tracking issues and doesn't like to go forward. This one doesn't have any problems, despite actually being broken.
Yeah, I honestly, like, I think they intentionally made the original Quest controllers garbage. So when they brought the Pro controllers out that actually work as intended, it would force you would be more inclined to switch. Because these things are garbage.
No, I'm
like
when I go to Switch, I'm not sticking with Oculus. I can tell you that. And it's because I don't want to work with the meta system. That's why, more so than anything. Not because they did a bad job, it's because they're trying to make it so that you have to work with them, and I don't want to deal with that.
I don't know if I'm going to pass on meta anytime
it'll
soon.
Be more of a...
Because I don't...
For now, if you got it already, use it. That's how I phrase it.
For me...
I just wouldn't try to upgrade in the same sphere.
Fair. For me, it's like I don't condone what they do. I'm just too poor to really do anything about it right now. That's kind of my logic. Yeah. It's like I've considered getting another headset.
The thing is, I don't... Yes, that's something I've considered too, and my consideration is this headset is 5 years old almost now. They gotta be coming out with something new soon. I know that there's talk about the MetaQuest 3 already. I haven't heard anything on Valve's end of things, but I gotta imagine they're pretty close to something as well. And that's what I plan on picking up, is whatever Valve probably does as their next major
whatever
release
Valve drops out, it's gonna be
100.
It's gonna be 100 times better than anything Meta could drop right now. Because I think the issue with Meta is they're using
necessarily true, but there's gonna be big benefits to it for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Valve's will probably be not as user friendly.
But then again, if you're going into VR, well, yeah. But the thing is, if you're going into VR, there's more or less an incline that you most likely know enough to where you could jump in. You might have a bit of trouble, but eventually you're just going to be. So.
It's not. So, like, that's the awkward thing. Like, for most first-time VR people, I would just say go with the Oculus or go with the PSVR. One of those two, they're going to be the easiest things to set up. They're going to function. You'll get the experience, and you'll find out if you like it. It's also not going to be like $1,000 plus in hours of setup time, which is what's going to happen if you try to go with an Valve Index. But the thing is, if you actually like it, that just does everything better.
Yeah, it's definitely showing.
My biggest problem would be setting up the sensors, but
that's the main issue I don't I don't want to really like. This is why this is why I want to switch, but I don't. It's another one of those many reasons. Is trying to set up sensors, especially when you rent. If you rent a place and setting up sensors, you have to get crafty because you don't want to be putting holes in walls that you're gonna have to patch up later. If you decide to move somewhere.
Yeah, so for me, it's not even so much the holes that are my concern. It's the low ceiling.
Oh, you have a low.
They're supposed to be
ceiling.
high up. I have
Fair.
an angled ceiling, so one corner is only like 5 feet off the ground, while the rest of it's like 8 feet off the ground.
Oh, have one of those situations.
Yeah, like here. I'm gonna stand up for a second, which is probably gonna look weird in VR. Let me.
No, you're just be levitating for a second. That'll be
There.
fine.
So I am now touching my ceiling. I'm still touching my ceiling. I'm backing up slowly as it gets higher, and now I'm no longer touching my ceiling. But ceiling, 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 still ceiling. I'm still not even close, apparently. There. That's the height of my ceiling at the lowest point.
Oh, there's just barely
And that
enough
would
standing
probably
room
be
at
one
that
of the
point.
corners for. Oh no! I like if I went, I can't stand to the wall. There's a reason why I have this whole wall covered with stuff because I can't use it for anything else because it's too low. That's where my sit-stand desk is, which practically hits the ceiling when in standing position. My bed and a table that's just got like my Switch, my PlayStation, all that stuff on it. Oh.
Yeah, that's
So
going
that
to be
wall
the
is completely covered.
That's going to be the interesting thing I'm going to have to figure
Also
out is
nice
how I'm
to
going to
actually
move
be
all this
standing. I'm
stuff.
gonna keep this going for a little bit.
But yeah, I don't know if I haven't really had a chance to talk about it in our group, but I am definitely moving at the end of August sometime, if not earlier, depending on what happens between sometime in July. But my sister keeps talking, "Oh, we can stuff all of your furniture and belongings into the new space." Granted, it's a small bedroom that's probably no bigger than most modern bathrooms. And we're trying to stuff a bed, a desk, a cubicle cabinet, a futon, 2 coffee tables, a storage futon, a mini fridge, a coffee machine in a room that's probably twice the size of a walk-in closet. Of a small walk-in closet.
Well, to be fair, I had to rent a second room like a couple of years back because I was just running out of space in my room. It was just a little too small for me to keep everything I wanted to keep around. So I rented a second room. Now my boyfriend's living in that room. And now again, there's a space issue because all his stuff needs to get in there. And it's just like, So right now, half his stuff is still downstairs in a space that's supposed to not really have his stuff. But we got to figure that out. And I got to get more of my stuff out.
Well, I told my sister, it's like, once I move, one of the things I want her to help me do is set up a, we're probably going to have a garage sale and get rid of a lot of shit. Because my issue is when I was living with roommates, my roommates just straight up ditched without paying their stuff to the rent and left all of their shit. So not only do I have all of my shit, but because I was responsible for clearing out their stuff, I also have some of their stuff as well. Most of it was garbage that I threw out, but there were still some things in there that it's like, this is probably pretty valuable. I don't think I want to throw this out. And then I brought it downstairs.
I have a ton of old clothes
never used
that I'm
it.
sure people would love and stopped wearing because I either grew out of it or just didn't really wear it all that much myself. It just wasn't my style.
Oh yeah,
that kind of thing I'd like to put through like a yard sale or something.
I have that
I could
same issue.
donate
I have
to, like Goodwill or something, but
I have a lot of old clothes, but a lot of it is only old, and I don't wear it anymore because when I first owned all that clothes and brought it to that clothes came with me when I was forced to move out, and I was a Twiggy back then. I'm now average weight. So all of my old clothes that I moved out of my parents' house with no longer, and I don't think it will ever fit me anytime soon. So I don't know. Maybe some kids. Maybe I should pass it on to some kid that just moved out on his own. Who the fuck knows? Oh god.
That's weird. Okay.
Well, that's interesting. Apparently, apparently here I've had like 3 other people I know join this instance.
I spy 2 cuties.
Wait.
Eep.
Oh.
Bleep.
Beep.
Hi.
Beep, I'm a sheep.
Beep, beep, I'm a sheep, beep, 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 I'm a sheep.
Do you know what
Oh,
Oni
God.
Plays is? No? You
I
kinda
must get going.
sound like someone from there. Okay, have a goodie.
Okay then. Hi.
I don't know what's going on.
I don't know either. I'm just here.
He died. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh no. He's found a spawn point that he can just back up. Infinite falling.
What?
Erite, stop that. You're
I
breaking
never
reality.
fallen off.
I don't know why I started doing it faster. That's what threw me off.
That's that.
Double
Yeah.
jumping is a thing here.
Oh, why aren't these solid?
That's what I said when I came here.
Why is the couch
Like, I can use
solid and
Go-Go
these
Loco
things
to
aren't?
sit in it by adjusting height, but like that's the only reason I was able to even sit in it.
Good thing I have play space mover.
Pretty much.
Oh yeah, I
same
totally
concept.
Yeah, it's Go-Go Loco is the on-avatar, mostly quest, either on-avatar or quest user version of this play space mover.
Bird feed.
Yes,
Apparently.
lots of very blocky, non-texturized bird feed. Another thing too, now that I'm thinking about it, looking at some of these objects, I think another thing why a lot of stuff they cut that they didn't do this year that they did for last year could have been the fact that they did so much this year, they had to make sure that they could be Quest compatible for those who could not be on PC.
Also, probably a good point. And they did a lot of small details. My avatar does not like the fact that I kind of like backed up. Now I'm curious.
Yeah.
Like if I do this correctly, I'm gonna move as far forward physically as I can, then back my avatar to the wall, and now I'm gonna back up, and now I'm having an out-of-body experience.
Are PC players and
What is with my
Xbox
is my
players
head normal right
segregated
now?
into different groups?
Not really. It's more of
my head
the
is
only
disconnected.
I've only seen PC players. I haven't seen one Quest
Oh, there's
person
been some-
that's unable to view my avatar.
I've met one. I've met a Quest person.
I've seen a couple Quest. I think a lot of the reason why you don't see a lot of Quest users is more often than not, if somebody's going to put money towards this, they most likely have the money to own a PC or have the ability to use a PC in some form or another.
Like I'm using a Quest, but I'm using a Quest through a PC. So.
Same.
Oh, I know. That's a pain. I know.
It is. It's even harder when you're trying to bounce it off your router like I am. He's got it on a cable, so at least his is decent.
Now I do. When I first started trying to do this, it was through the way you have it set up. and basically it was non-functional for me. Because it wasn't wanting to
Oh,
work.
trust-
I think because there's so
Whatever
many
you
people on the
do-
Wi-Fi now with an additional person.
Whatever you do, do not try to get full body tracking with that.
With the cable?
I don't usually try to get full body tracking anyways, because...
Like the Quest
This just
2,
doesn't.
because what you'll need to do is, every time you want to hop on PCVR with full body tracking, you're gonna need to turn on the Quest. That takes some time. Go through the menus and enter, like, the Quest link, the Oculus link, go to Steam VR, open a third-party thing, wave your hand around for, like, God knows how long, and every time
Well, it
something
picks it up,
fucks up,
right?
you have to do that all over. Not all the
You
time.
see, I don't. You see, I don't use Questlink, at least not right now. I might have to do it when I decide to get a cable. But I don't do Questlink. I use Virtual Desktop, and that bypasses most of that bullshit.
Right now I use Questlink, but a lot of people keep telling me that I should be using Virtual Desktop. I might try it at some point. I don't know.
Is that a melon?
Basically,
No, that's an egg.
either that or it's a
Something like that.
Yeah, Virtual Desktop is
Well, it has
a lot
like
of
a stem on the other side.
Is there?
Yeah.
Oh, it's
could be a melon.
lime? No, that doesn't make sense. What is it?
I have no idea.
That is too big
to
for a
figure out what
lime,
it
and it's
was.
got too much texture. But yeah, I would definitely recommend,
much
because
lime
especially
for
if
the
you're going to
coconut.
be... Another good thing with Virtual Desktop is if you decide to stream, and you stream VR, Virtual Desktop is really good for that, because you can switch out of VR by double tapping your menu button on your left hand, and back and forth, and see your computer screen, and then switch back to VR mode, and you never have to take your helmet off.
That's a good
It's
thing
really
to be
good
aware
for
of.
that. Yeah. Of course,
Is it okay
if
if I
they...
just like wander around a little?
Yeah, this man's been doing laps around me the entire time we've been talking. You go do whatever you want to do. But yeah, Virtual
I'm the
Desktop.
person who just goes. I think that gets the point across.
Yeah.
Just cut you off mid-sentence. Because by the time I think I'm hearing your statement, I'm already doing what I'm doing, and it's too late to stop.
But yeah, I think that's the reason I like Virtual Desktop. And like I said, the biggest issue right now is I probably am going to have to connect my router to my PC at some point, and then connect a cable from my PC. Because one of the bigger things too is they do recommend that if you do use Virtual Desktop, that you don't have to, but it definitely helps the performance if you have a cable directly input in your PC. Because that allows because basically when you're using it natively, you're bouncing your computer, using your computer's Wi-Fi to bounce the signal from your computer to the router and then to your headset and back. To make sure if things going through the pipelines, that if you can bypass one of those direct cable, it does help a lot. I'm not doing that right now because the way my situation in my apartment is right now, I can't get a cable, an Ethernet cable long enough to be able to put my PC into my router without crossing a giant cable across the entire span of my room. But I know when I move, I might do that. Is that a cane with a freaking tennis ball in it?
This avatar is blind. I can only see what I can touch.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, that's cool. Like,
Like, you can try it if you want. It's a clone.
I
it should
actually
be clonable. If you can't, I should be able to enable it.
Oh, it's clonable. I actually want to try this because this actually sounds like it would be really cool. Oh my god.
I can tell you switched. The cane is in one of the settings if you want to turn on the cane. You can also technically unblind yourself if you need to, but you can see how weird it is.
Oh, that's cool. That is. Oh, this really puts everything in perspective.
See where your feet are, and you should be able to. Yep. Also, the weird part though is that it recognizes anybody else using it. So if you turn around, to where I am, you should end up seeing my cane and stuff suddenly.
Oh, this is cool.
For some reason. It's a very weird concept. And I
Yeah,
love
it definitely.
I love the fact that somebody actually went through and programmed this.
They went and programmed a blind avatar. Oh, this is cool. Like okay, that's what is
Imagine
this?
if you were doing Furality in this, like the whole thing. It's the bird feed thing.
Okay. Oh, this is like
the other thing. If you really want it to be fully immersed, turn off the things that show up over people's heads. You don't see them. You can only hear them.
You know what would be a cool challenge with this avatar? Playing like murder while being completely blind.
Oh God, you're just screwed. If
No,
anybody
like
else
I actually
unless everybody else is blind.
That would be even more
also,
fun.
I don't know how well
like,
it would show you.
Like trying to play a game of like Murder or Blackout while being completely blind. Or Among Us. Among Us would be definitely an interesting one.
Touch people too.
Which is kind of weird because when you see somebody else using the avatar, you see their hand.
Yeah.
Oh, this is actually really wild.
There's a reason this avatar will eternally stay saved now that I found out about it. Yeah, there's a railing there.
Yeah, I'm definitely saving this. I'm saving this avatar for just to have a new experience and to mess around with, mainly just to see. I don't know how long I could actually mess with this one for too long, but I'm gonna switch back to default. Oh my god, it puts a woo. my freaking woo. Aww. It's adorable. Little tea dragon.
I thought this. Yeah, okay, it's a fly mode. I was gonna say I thought this thing could fly.
Oh, that is freaking cute. People in my stream, we were talking about the food that wasn't textured earlier. It was like, I love non-textured food.
Textureless.
Like eating gruel.
I like unseasoned.
Maybe. Is that one of the avatars from the
Dealer's Den?
Yes, thank you. Brain was dead for a second.
Yes.
The Dealer's Den.
I love the fact that they made a rock textured variation of an avatar. So I saved this one.
I know I had found a wicker beast, which was basically designed to be like a statue of it from an Egyptian temple. and it was made completely of sandstone and stuff. It was really cool. I might have to go to the dealer's den up.
I don't know why, but I also like to just freezing up. Oh, have you not been, or?
Oh, I've been there a couple times. I figure I was like, I better get. Now that I'm looking at that, it's like I probably want to go back and see if I can grab that before for the day.
I think I grabbed all the ones that particularly grabbed my attention. Like this was another one that grabbed my attention. I have a circle form. It's needed, and I feel like this one does a good job and is simple enough to work with. And I could possibly do a recolor. At least it seems that way.
Oh, did I show you? Did I show you Pete the PS1 circle yet that I got off somebody?
PS1 circle? That one I don't think I recognize.
It's an avatar I got off of somebody during the avatar creation meetup. I have to show you this.
So it's first off, it's transparent, which is weird. But beyond that, yeah, it's low poly, like very low poly.
But it has the crinkle shader to make it when you go the far like you'll see it better when you're like at a distance. But it has that crinkle shader that gives the effect of the old school game rendering.
Yeah, I'm not noticing anything no matter how far away I go, unless you got to be really far away.
I don't know if you have to activate it or do something with it. I mean, don't back up so far you fall off an edge.
I just walked
but...
off. I basically just kept going until I saw something different or I couldn't anymore. So, yeah, it didn't make a difference for me. But you're like ghost-like. You're like semi-transparent. You actually look like what I would expect my white form to have as an effect. Pretty much. I'm supposed to have a white wolf form. It's also supposed to be ghostly and glowy. So it would look like that as far as like how the texture looks, because I can see right through you.
Weird. The avatar doesn't look
to be the case.
No, it's not.
Okay. Oh, you know what? I can only see right through you this direction. Like if I look at this, you with this as the backdrop, you're solid, which is really weird.
Huh.
Oh, and this is the other avatar I grabbed.
Once it loads in.
Still loading, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's still loading. Oh, I think I've seen somebody else wearing that during a game. It's the
I only saw it like recently, just before Furality. I saw it, and then it was at Furality, and I'm like, oh, cool. I also have a sloth puppet, so it's got more meaning on that front. Also, I just like being slow.
Fair. I'm gonna migrate back over here because I am having my game is trying to render something over there and it keeps lagging me out. So I don't know if it's somebody else's avatar or something. It's not having a fun time.
Probably. I keep refreshing to see if that room ever opens up enough that I can join the friends that are in that room. Nothing against you, but like I think almost everybody I know is in the one room. But it keeps being full. It's got 68 people in it right now.
Jesus H.
Yeah. Oh, I should probably, turn on the TV thing because I kind of wanted to pay attention to what was supposed to be going on right now. Well, now I can technically hear it, but it's stuttering to holy hell for me. Let me go make an adjustment quick. The live stream and it's not.
I don't know if you can hear me, but I'm having some slight issues. I will be right back.